What's up, everybody? And call me ignorant, but the only movie about a civil war that I have ever watched was Captain America: The Civil War. Probably one of the best film I have ever seen. So you could see my interest rates spike up when I saw a couple of months ago that A24 will be releasing a movie called The Civil War and is directed by Alex Garland. So when I saw that a couple months back, I was like, all right, I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to make sure that I'm a little bit free that time. So I managed to check it out today, a day late to be honest. And I will tell you this right now, I believe this movie is a great movie because not only do I think it's a great movie, but if you check on Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, Metacritic, you see all the reviews are just great. 92%, 7.5 out of 10, 79%. And that is for a good reason, because the great thing about this movie is that the main characters aren't the military or the gangs and factions that grew after shit hit the fan. The main focus are placed upon the journalist. I think it's an effective way to tell a story about a dystopian future because journalists mostly record events and document important news without bias, so they can document everything as much as possible, which makes sense because they want everyone to know the truth that takes place. I also like this movie because they did not really make the journalists pick a side or choose which side of the history they want to be on. The journalists and the whole movie itself, they let us, the viewers, see what's taking place. They let us see all the gory, all the unjust, all the unruly things that happen throughout the movie, because this movie is very violent. And I believe that it's actually good for the movie. It's actually a plus for the movie because it offers less exposition, less dialogue that completely explains throughout the whole plot. It explains the whole story, so you already know what's going on in the first 30 minutes. The emotions and acting is very respectable and is complemented by the director's choice for making the movie feel as real as it possibly can. There are many scenes in the movie where it actually feels that you are in the battlefield, trying to hide or trying to fight. As I was watching it, I was so engaged that I almost ducked in the theater when multiple explosions were happening. So this film is based on a dystopian future in America that follows a team of military journalists whose mission is to reach Washington, D.C. before many other rebellious groups and factions get to the White House before they do. Kirsten Dunst, the main character of the film, is a wartime photographer, and she's known publicly for taking the most important pictures during important events. She's respected by everyone, including her colleagues, anyone who seen her photos, anyone who came across her work, and even the opposing enemies and teams of both sides of any conflict she has been a part of, because they recognize her instantly as she's taken her photos during said conflicts. And Kaylee Spaney plays a character who's more naive due to her being too optimistic about everything, even though it's damn near the end of the world. Kaylee is also a massive fan of Kirsten Dunst and in a way wants to be just like her by taking the perfect photos and becoming respected as Kirsten is respected. And Kaylee is such a fan that she even snuck onto Kirsten Dunst's work van at one point in the movie. I really like how their friendship grows throughout the movie as Kirsten eventually embraces Kaylee as her partner during this crisis. The movie is very layered in how they depict a future and how they depict a dystopian future, because they show that this doesn't just affect the large cities throughout America, they also affect smaller towns and neighborhoods by showing that these small communities have even themselves started a mini war amongst each other. This movie takes a lot of risks and some pay off while others don't really, but overall, in my opinion, I do believe that it's a very good action movie. It's not a waste of any of your time. I like how that even though this movie is completely based off a civil war between the military and governments in America, so you think that they'd focus more on the factions, more on the groups, more on the opposing teams, but they actually choose to focus on individual characters, that it makes the characters feel real. It makes you want to root for the characters, in my opinion. And they managed to still keep focus on their stories of the individual characters along the way. So I recommend this movie. That's the end of the video. I'm out. Peace.